Let's see, it just popped up.
It did. All right.
Yeah. All right, perfect.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. All right, guys. So, welcome. Today, we are going to talk about how we have built a large home based business network. So, go ahead and start your watch parties, tag your friends, share the videos. Um, in the comments section, let us know where you logging in from. If you're catching the replay, make sure you do hashtag replay. But let's get ready. We will start this thing in about 3 minutes. I'm so excited about this tonight, guys. All right. Welcome. Go ahead, guys, and start your watch parties. Share our videos. Let us know where you're logging in from. I have a special guest tonight. I'm so excited about this. We're going to talk about how we started, how we're profiting from having a large network, especially in the times that we're in right now, how this network has really benefited us. So go ahead, like I said, tag your friends, start your watch parties, let us know where you're from. If you're catching a replay, just go ahead and hit do hashtag replay for us. We are so excited. I'm so excited, guys. So excited. How are you doing today, guys? Like, what's today a good day? Are you working from home? Or are you just at home? I'm actually working from home. So, yeah. I can't wait to share this information with you guys. I really can't wait to introduce who we're talking to today. We are starting in about 30 seconds, guys. Go ahead and share. Start your watch parties. Let us know where you're from. Also, let us know where you're from. And if you're catching the replay, let's do hashtag replay. Hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. But we are excited about this tonight. So excited. I'm actually here in Louisiana. So I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right, guys, it is 7:00 on the dot. And what I am here to do tonight is talk to you about how I am benefiting from having a large home-based business network on a part-time basis. And I have the opportunity to bring on one of my favorite people, which is Mr. Cory Green. Guys, he is an international business builder. He works in corporate America. He has a family. He has 2 kids. He's been building businesses. When I talked to him earlier today, probably about 20 to 25 years now. He actually introduced me to network marketing, and I've been enjoying it ever since, guys. But what, as you know, I've been in the network marketing industry for probably about 5 to 6 years, I would say. And I wouldn't change a thing that I've done. I've been able to use this as multiple streams of income. My family is doing well off of it, and we are loving it. So I'm going to stop talking about myself, and I'm going to bring Mr. Cory Grant to the line. Cory, are you there? Unmute. You're on mute.
Hi, Jennifer Grimes.
I can hear you.
Outstanding. Hey, thanks for the the great welcome, but I would be remiss if I did not let everybody know that your hostess with the mostest, one-star director Jennifer Grimes, entrepreneur, mother, wife, social media maven. She's also my ace in the hole, my go-to, my big bat when I need to swing for the fences. Jennifer Grimes is also my niece. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So, Cory, I'm so excited, or should I say Uncle Cory, since you are my uncle and I'm his niece. But tonight he's going to be Cory. So Cory, I really wanted to bring you on tonight just to let our audience know about how we've built a large home-based business network on a part-time basis. Both of us are full-time employees. We do work, but also we've built a business on a part-time basis. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, let us know why you chose network marketing and how did you get started in this?
Well, obviously, I like earning extra income, and there's nothing better than earning your income residually. And if you don't understand what residual income is yet, I would say it's the equivalent of letting the income come to you while you don't have to spend time going to it. And there's nothing better than that, because I know, most people, they will say, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I'll get to it when I get more time. But honestly, there's still going to only be 24 hours in a day. Nobody ever gets more time. I mean, if you think about it, real talk, tell yourself the truth. When's the last time you actually got more time? So you have to think of innovative ways to get money to come to you without you trying to squeeze in another part-time job, a third shift. I mean, that's usually just too much for most people to handle, or you never get to see your family. I got started in network marketing, like you said, about 25 years ago. On my very first job, one of my coworkers invited me over to the house. This was back when this was before PowerPoints, right? This was like a flip chart presentation, and it was with the company that everybody still knows, Amway. And a lot of people who are in network marketing probably got their first start with Amway. But at the time, they invited me over. They showed me the compensation plan, and I was like, yeah, I could get with that. Problem is, I didn't have very good leaders that were able to teach me the stuff that I needed to know. So it kind of fizzled on me. But over the years, I've done a number of businesses, like you said, and now we're at this point where I think we perfected the soup, and we've learned how to build a large network of agents all over the world. So that's why we're here tonight, to talk about that.
Right. Yeah, that's real good. I like that because you always have to start somewhere, and my story will always be I started here. So as the years go on, I can always say this was my first home-based business network that I started with.
Right.
So my next question is, how do you balance the work, life, family, business, relationship on a day-to-day basis? Like, how do you balance that? Because like you stated earlier, some might say, I don't have time, but they go get a part-time job.
Right.
So how do you balance that?
I won't lie, that's probably the most difficult thing for me, not per se this specific business that we operate, but the kind of person I am, right? I'm very driven, for those who know me. Most people ask me, when do I sleep? Because my mind's always racing, right? And I'm always trying to think of new ways of getting things done. So that's something I'm working on, but I have gotten better at it over the years, because one thing that I learned was how to make this a cell phone based business, right? When we first got started, I did everything on my laptop, right? Because I needed a big screen. I needed to be able to go through sites and through all the different options for trips and stuff like that. So I tended to try to do everything on my laptop. Now that I've been at this for quite a while, I've pretty much reduced it down to a cell phone business. So a lot of times, the way I make more time for myself and try to balance things is, if I got to take my kid to soccer practice, I'm sitting there for an hour and a half. I have my cell phone, I got it plugged into the car, so it's constantly charging, and I'm making phone calls, right? Or I'm doing text messages or whatever the case may be. I'm looking up trips. I'm talking to a vendor on the phone. You know, I live here in the Washington, D.C. area. So for anybody who's familiar with the DMV, you're not getting anywhere quick. So my car has Bluetooth in it, so I can literally talk on the phone while I'm driving. I don't necessarily recommend that for everybody, but I can do that hands free. So I can actually have a vendor on the phone while I'm commuting to work for about an hour, and the same on the way home. So I've learned how to squeeze more hours out of my day versus saying I'll do this when I get more time.
Right, right. And that's real good. And just from my perspective, because, as Cory stated when he gave me that lovely introduction, I am a wife, a mom. I have a full-time job as well as we own a photography company. So one thing that kind of keep me balanced is making sure that I have my planner with me all the time. I'm always scheduling things on my calendar so I can make sure that I'm in the places that I'm supposed to be. I'm on business calls when I'm supposed to be on those business calls, and I'm scheduling those activities with my family for the kids and things as well. So I definitely understand that having Bluetooth hands free, because sometimes you're just on the road, but you have to make sure that you're on every call that you need to be on. You're speaking to the vendors that you need to speak to. So that was some great, great information.
And and honestly, using that phone gives you the option. Like for me, I don't like a lot of paper, right? Because I tend to collect stuff, and it's a whole nother story. But in my pocket, I have that iPhone, and it doesn't matter if you're using an iPhone or whether you're using an Android. Every smartphone made today has a calendar. So it's an easy way for me to set a reminder that, hey, I need to talk to somebody at 4 o'clock, or call this vendor on my way to work at 8 o'clock, whatever the case may be. But that phone is my calendar, and that kind of helps balance some of that. When do I do stuff? So you're not constantly trying to remember stuff. The phone calendar can help you with that a lot too. So that helps reduce this business down to again, a cell phone based business that you can carry around in your pocket with you almost anywhere.
Right, right. That's good. So my next question is mindset, right? Like we're in a time right now that we really need to focus on our mindset. And so my question is, what is the mindset you feel we should have at this moment? Do you think travel is gone? Do you think travel is dead? The media is telling you one thing, but we as travel entrepreneurs, we know different. So what is the mindset you think we should have right now in regards to travel?
Well, I'll start with this. Rich and wealthy people make all their money when regular people are scared and they start to run. So I think in a mindset, again, if you're trying to, regardless of what business you're in, if you're trying to take your business to the next level, this would not be the time to get scared. Is travel dead? No, travel's not dead. Honestly, if you take a moment and look at it, travel is probably the most talked about aspect of coronavirus, right? The
Right.
coronavirus has shut down literally every industry in the world. So people talk about travel. Why? Because everybody wants to do it. And everybody's so frustrated because they're locked in the house and they don't have that ability to pick up their phone, call their travel agent, and say, "Hey, I'd like to go to Costa Rica, to Hawaii, to Paris, to wherever," right? And summer's coming, spring's already here. Spring break. This would be normally a busy time. So
Right.
you think about it, of all the industries that have literally grinded to a halt. I mean, unless you're making ventilators or masks right now, everything else has had to make adjustments. So when people talk about is travel dead, the reason they talk about it is because so many people want to do it. So I would say your mindset right now has to be if you're interested in becoming a travel agent,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, because of fear, as you said, people are kind of trapped in fear. This would not be the time to be scared. This would be the time to look at it from, as I like to say, there's a bright side to everything. Take the time now to get started where you've got time on your hands. Many people who are still working are teleworking, right?
Right.
So you, like for example, myself, I don't have to spend 2.5 hours out of my day on the road just getting to work, right? Um, those hours that you no longer have to spend on the road, you can use studying, right? You can look at some of the vendors that take care of certain parts of the world and figure out when the doors open, I will be ready so that when everybody wants to start traveling, because you got to think about it, do your own research, talk to your friends. How many of your friends are enjoying being cooped up in the house? Everybody's waiting for the doors to open and the planes to get in the sky.
Right.
And now's the time to learn what you need to know, to get with your leaders on processes, the correct vendors to use, how to market, things like that, so that when the doors open, honestly, you will probably be able to book more travel than you've ever thought about booking in your life, because everybody's going to want to go somewhere. And vendors, right now, every day, every night, they're sending emails to our inboxes on specials, promos, what we're going to do about COVID-19. Now's the time to educate yourself so you can better serve your clients.
Yeah. And I mean, even if, they are watching, like you say, travel is one of the number one things that they're talking about COVID-19. And we, as travel agencies, we are part of the stimulus bill, they
Yes.
have allocated money to travel agencies as well. So it's a very, very lucrative business.
And I would say in that allocation, to reiterate why travel is not dead, travel is the number one industry in the entire world, right? The
Right.
entire world, at 8 trillion with a T. The largest stimulus bill in United States history was the one that they just passed at 2.2 trillion. So that means the travel industry is 4 times greater than the largest stimulus bill known to man, and that covers every industry in the United States. So when people talk about, oh, I'll wait till travel restarts to get started, they're literally missing the boat, because within that 2.2 trillion, travel agencies alone, not cruise ships, not hotels, resorts, and all the other stuff involved in travel agencies alone got 25 billion with a B, not 25 million, 25 billion. So when people talk about, oh, that little business you got, obviously
Right.
the United States government does not think travel agencies are little businesses when they put $25 billion into a stimulus package.
All right. That's good. That's good right there. All right. So this brings me to my next question. When you introduced me, you said that I was your niece. And I mean, I know everybody can tell we look just alike. So when I think about this, Uncle Cory, I think about legacy and how we have really created a legacy built business and generational wealth for our last name. And it just gives me chills every time that, I think about we're in this business together and we're building wealth together for the generations to come behind us. What are your thoughts on that when you think about our legacy?
I tell you, it's the most amazing thing in the world to be able to work with your family and not have to worry about things that traditional businesses do, right? So as we just talked about, all the industries in the world are affected by COVID-19. Well,
Right.
there are some industries right now and some businesses that are family owned. And let's take, for example, restaurants, right? There's a lot of family owned restaurants right now because people aren't working in office buildings. A lot of family owned restaurants aren't getting the normal revenue that they would get, right? Many people go to them for, you know, breakfast or lunch or dinner. Some of them are family owned, like bar and grills. Nobody's going to happy hour. So those folks that are family owned, at some point, they have to look at the bottom line. The good thing about having a network and being able to work with your family and teach them how to build their own network is nobody has to go to a family member and say, I'm sorry, but I got to let you go, or essentially I'm cutting you out of the profits because I'm trying to sustain the business, right? This is an opportunity where families can learn together, right? They can learn and earn together, but all families aren't like ours where we don't fuss, fight, and argue. But for those who might have a falling out, guess what? They can still go their separate ways, but it does not destroy the business. They both can continue to run those networks because within those networks, you have so many talents and skills that each one will continue to grow if they have the right leadership helping to develop them. So, I mean, I definitely look at it because as we both are directors, we've both already within our own company created that legacy where nobody woke up on January 1st, 2020 after New Year's and said, I probably got a 50-50 shot of dying this year. I don't care if you were 20 or 70. Nobody wakes up at the beginning of a new year thinking, I got a 50-50 shot of, do I make it to next week? And it's not to spread fear, but that's the reality as we see people each and every day on Facebook, somebody saying, I'm sorry to announce that, my mother, father, cousin, brother, friend, neighbor, somebody departed this earth that nobody expected to leave. But
Right.
now at least we both know that should something happen to either of us, our company provides our top leaders with a pledge. And that pledge says that I'm going to continue to send your check to your heirs. So my kids and your kids won't have to go, this was the family business, but now that mom or dad's gone, we got to fight over what the cut is. Those kids don't have to fight over that because your legacy and my legacies are sealed and that revenue will continue to go to them. The greatest thing I can say is that you and I probably talk, if not every day, I'm guaranteeing out of 7 days, 4 days, and sometimes multiple times a day. But it allows us to bounce ideas off each other and brainstorm and try to come up with, what's the next big thing. And there's nothing greater, again, than trying to help your family, your bloodline get to that next level. So yeah, I definitely, if folks are out there and they ever wanted to work with their family, building a network is by far the easiest way to do that and not have to get to that uncomfortable point of telling somebody, I'm going to stop giving you a paycheck.
Right. And I mean, guys, leverage, like you got to be like, this is amazing. All the knowledge that he brings to the table. Like he said, we are constantly collaborating with each other, making sure that we both are moving to the next level. And what's the next new thing? How can we help our teams, the organization? Like, guys, it's amazing. I love it. Love working with them. So Cory, if right now, if you can give me 3, 2, 3, 4 things that you would tell someone that is on the fence right now, on the fence of starting their own home-based business, what are 3 things you would say to them if they were on the fence?
Well, I'd say the first thing, I don't know how many of them I have, but I would say the first thing is that if you are on the fence, get off the fence. Now is the time. This is the one time in history that the world economy, we're not talking about the state you live in, we're not talking about the country you live in. The world economy is going to reboot itself, right? At some point when all of this stuff is over and becomes a footnote in history, every industry is going to restart. But many of you in 2020 will probably look back when 2021 is here and say, dang, in 2020, maybe I had to stay at home, God forbid, for 4 months, 5 months, and I did nothing. When's the next time in your lifetime you will get to stay at home for a number of months? Hopefully some of you are actually getting paid and be able to work on something that may change your life or your bloodline for a lifetime. So I would say, overcome your fears, right? When you overcome your fears and you let blessings come in, that's going to be when your life changes. So I would say, do that now. Get started now. Don't worry about it. Like we just talked about those other companies, right? Those restaurants and retail businesses, they have 4 and 5 figure monthly expenditures, right? Payroll, rent, inventory, insurance. Those things didn't go away because of COVID-19. So right now they're sweating bullets. If any one of those business owners that have what we would call a traditional business could get away with having a $59 a month overhead, tell me one of them that wouldn't take it.
Right.
But
Right.
but on top of that, I would probably say, if you're on the fence, one good thing that we do, or actually two things, so I have two more, is we offer a 30-day money back guarantee, right? So you get to come in, kick the tires, play with everything, let us train you. If you don't think you've gotten enough value in that 30 days, no questions asked, you get all of your money back, every last dime. Um, and then the last thing I would probably add is travel is, again, the number one industry in the world. Because we are so sure that you will make money in this industry, we offer a 1-year profit guarantee. So you can come in and for 1 year, we guarantee that you will turn a profit in your business.
Right.
If I had to offer anything to folks that were on the fence, I would say it doesn't get any better than that. It's absolutely risk-free, but yes, we're not some free business on the internet. It's like all real businesses. There's an investment, but invest in yourself. Many people are going to get a $1,200 check from the government soon, hopefully. What do you do with the check, right? At some point, you have to decide. I'm not telling people to not eat and not, pay their light bill or their rent or whatever. But for some people, that's going to be an extra check. And if it is, decide, are you going to take that type of money and create a revenue stream? Or are you going to go out and buy, some new Jordans or a new Gucci purse? At some point, you got to decide, when are you ready to change your life? So I'd say get off the fence, go for it, and see if you can make something happen.
Yeah, you those are some good points. And I totally agree with you. At this time, the media, the government have put so much fear in us. And sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith, invest in yourself and see where God is positioning you. And like when we actually talked about doing this, I didn't even realize that on yesterday, the day before, would be the day, my anniversary of hitting directorship. And guys, I mean, if you don't know, just by me being a director in this network industry, that has actually brought an additional $12,000 a year in my home. So me building a large home-based network benefit me in so many different ways. And that's money that I'm getting regardless of COVID-19. Um, so I would encourage you to take a leap of faith. Like Cory said, it's 100% guarantee money back in 30 days if you feel like this is not for you, or if you feel like you didn't get enough training, which that would not be the case because we do multiple trainings. We are here coaching you one-on-one all the way through this thing. So we, like I said earlier, I'm so excited about this. Cory has been a great mentor, great coach. His leadership is phenomenal. And we just wanted to share with you guys on how this industry has really changed our lives. And Cory, do you have any of those golden nuggets, those deep down gems that you love to give us? But you know what, guys, let me tell you one other thing. Cory did a live last week, and it really made me think. You were only on there for maybe about 6 minutes, but you talked about when you see these businesses that say they have been in business since 1900, and how these are long lasting businesses. And the first thing that came to my mind was like your local newspaper, right? Like they have been through so many changes, even with like I commented because I was like, they even went through the whole technology change, right? Like how many people still get a newspaper dropped off at their house outside of my mama? Like she still get the paper, she read the paper, but you have people like us who's not reading the paper. We're going online or we're on a mobile app reading the paper. But that didn't stop them when the digital wave came through. They figured it out and they are still reaching their audience. That was like one of the best things I heard last week.
Yeah, absolutely. And my whole point to the team, as I was having that discussion, was basically like back to the fear thing. Everybody's afraid, like, oh, people will never travel again. Well, those companies that, as you look through those, newspaper ads, magazine ads, or whatever, that say we've been in business since 1901, right? That means they've been in business 119 years,
Right.
and there's no way you can tell me in 119 years they haven't gone through multiple COVID-19s, right? It could be the Depression, the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, the whatever. Their business survived, and it does not mean that their business was flush with cash throughout all those periods. But whatever it was, they hunkered down. They went through the hard times. All right, this is the hard time.
Right.
And they came out on the other side. Again, for generations, their family still owns a plumbing business or a restaurant or a newspaper, or whatever the case may be. But they've outlasted many of these things that most people probably back then thought this is the end of the world. Right. In this day and time, we know more than people ever known in the history of the world. And back then, they didn't have the internet and rapid access to information. So I'm sure when, black lung disease and all of those things were happening, they were just like, okay, this is it, man. Everybody on the earth is about to die off.
Right. Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that was good. But go ahead and give us one of those golden nuggets, those secret gems that you love to share.
Let's see what I got in my pocket. I would just say, as you build a network, things don't always go the way you expect, but never stop believing in people and never stop believing in yourself.
Got it. That's good. I love it. I love it. So guys, with that being said, we have come to an end of our episodes of Network and Networks. So if, like I said earlier, make sure you tag your friends, share our videos. If you're catching this on a replay, make sure you hashtag replay. If you have any comments, questions, we will check our feeds. We'll look in the question and answer slide as well. If somebody actually invited you to this video, to this live, make sure you get back with the person that invited you to it. But Cory, can you let them know where they can follow you?
You can follow me on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Cory W. Grant. That's CoreYWGRANT. On any platform, TikTok, I don't know, if it's something that just came out yesterday, give me a week, I'll be on it as Cory W. Grant.
Got it. All right, guys. So we would like to say thank you. And you can check us out in another 2 weeks for another episode of Networks
and Net Worth. Good night.
Good night.